Hello, dear students. Very warm welcome to Dr. Zia Ahmed YouTube channel. Today we shall be discussing on the title of the novel, A Passage to India by Forster. The title is of much significance because it has three different words, A Passage to India. So the space is going to be India, and it's a generalized passage because A has been added into it. It means that the passage is of multiple interpretations. When we say of passage, that can mean passing through or having a journey of or trying to understand something. So in that way, this is going to be the passage to India that we need to explore in this video. So let us enter into further details of all that and see what happens inside it. The title, as it is being said here, holds symbolic, thematic significance, symbolic and thematic significance. Symbolic in the sense that it represents number of things which are of significance, and it also goes to interpret the theme of the novel. It is interpretable into number of things like colonialism, cultural division, human relationship, and the elusive search for understanding between the British and the Indian characters. It is thematic in the sense that we can see it's not possible to create the good relationship between the people who are powerful and less powerful, a ruler and the ruled. So in that way, this title, A Passage to India, not only is very appropriate to the novel, but also it holds number of interpretations as well. For example, if you look at the passage can be a literal journey. It can be a journey to the foreign or exotic land. It is the journey of Mrs. Moore and Adela from England who have come to see the real India, and in their effort to see the real India, they have established the spiritual connection with the Indian people and Indian space. In that way, the passage can be translated as a journey. That journey has been taken place by Mrs. Moore and Adela from England. They have come for many other things also, but they have come to see India also, to meet the real India also. And when they meet so, they begin to develop a type of spiritual connection, which is really very significant, that there must be some British people also who can develop the spiritual connection. Instead of being simply the rulers, they are ready to establish the connection with India as well. This passage to India has a very metaphorical importance also. And this metaphorical importance means that people have traveled a journey and they have come to India and they have come to bridge the gaps. They didn't know this at all when they had started their journey, but when they come to India, they are able to realize that there are racial gaps between the Indian people and the British people. They think of bridging that gap as well. For example, if we just have a little look at something which is being said here, that Dr. Aziz, the Indian Muslim, and Fielding, the Englishman, these two people, they also meet and they try to bridge the gap. And definitely, up to some extent, this gap is bridged as well. And this gap, however, does not remain that solid. It is questioned by the British people why it is happening. This is very profound that in order to bridge this gap, in order to develop an understanding in the people. But that understanding, because of certain natural resources like the Malabar caves, is also destroyed and disturbed because Malabar caves carry something in it, which is the echo. That echo definitely causes confusion, misunderstanding, and creates a lot of things. So that is why even this journey, even this passage, which was metaphorically done in order to know India, fails to make the people bring together and to make them understand what really India is going to be. And therefore, the problem occurs again and again. Now, the third interpretation can be, as we said in the beginning, the spiritual journey of certain people, that is Mr. Moore, of course, who has come to India to see it, and she represents the quest, the spiritual quest. That is why in one of her dialogues, she says, looks at the Indian people, the Indian moon, the mosque, everything, and then she says that God is here. but she is unable to maintain that connection with the Indian people. Even if it was a spiritual connection, it is because of the Marabar caves, the incident there, and many other happenings which take place, and the racial divide between the British people and the Indian people makes her feel very sad and bad, and that is why she returns to England. So even if one tries to understand what is the gap and how to bridge that gap between two different cultures, that person also fades up. And so, in another sense, when we look at this passage to India, the title, we feel that it can be also a critique of the empire also. The empire is British Empire and India is the very space. And that is why one of these characters says that India is not the drawing room. It's a difficult space to be ruled over, to be understood, to be guided, and to be taken care of. That is why it happens again and again that the title can be viewed as the critique of British imperialism. Now, when we talk of this word imperialism, we feel like that it is again the idea, the mental setup, and the technique of colonizing those nations which were technically wealthily and with respect to many other things they were poor as compared to the British people. They tried to occupy them, and so in that way the whole of the novel comes forward to say that British colonialism possibly would not allow any type of connection among the people. So this is the whole thing. In these ways, the passages can be divided, the passages can be understood as the passage to India is there. So it embodies both a literal and metaphorical journey on that encompasses the characters, physical travel to India, their attempts at cross-cultural understanding, and a spiritual quest for meaning. Forster uses this title to suggest that while a passage to India or towards understanding may be possible, it's fraught with complexities, misunderstandings, and limitations. The novel ultimately questions whether such a passage in the fullest sense can ever be completed under the shadows of colonialism and cultural bars. So this is all about this significance of the title. Hope to see you in some next video. Thank you for watching.